against the Atlanta Braves. The Pirates return to the site where they clinched their second consecutive playoff spot. Right here at Turner Field, September 23rd last year, the Pirates were popping the champagne. A little early to talk about popping the champagne for this season, but Bob, not too early to talk about the great starting pitching. Almost since day one, the Pirates have gotten tremendous work from their starters.
It really has been fantastic. The pitching probably a little bit of a question mark coming out of spring training, but if you think back at the beginning of the year when there was so much angst about our record, we were below 500, we weren't scoring any runs, the pitching still was doing great right out of the chute, and that really should have given everybody some encouragement as to how this whole season was going to go, because really the pitching is what's going to decide how many games you win or lose throughout the year. And looking at their numbers right now, it has been fantastic, and that is one of the big reasons why this team is starting to roll right now.
Apparel Automotive National League ranks for the Pirates pitchers. Look at that, 25 wins. The Pirates' total team wins, 29, and the starters have 25 of those W's. And the guy who has helped win a couple ball games, Charlie Morton, since coming off the disabled list, Bob, he was tremendous his last time out against the San Diego Padres.
I think the question when he came back, what about his control? We remember that game in Philadelphia, the last game of the spring. He was all over the place, very wild, had to go on the DL. But since he has been back, we've watched the control. It's been amazing. He's keeping that fastball down around the knees. He's keeping things very simple, and he's getting the ground balls that you like to see him get when he's pitching very well. It looks like he's setting himself up to have a very strong last two-thirds of the season.
One walk in his 14 innings of work. The Pirates have won 12 of their last 16 games. They are rocking. Good time for it. Friday Night Rocks from Atlanta, Georgia. It's the Buccos and the Bravos coming up next. The Hawkeyes are featured band this week on Friday Night Rocks, as Clint Hurdle has his club playing excellent baseball. We'll check out the Toyota starting lineup for the 29 and 24 Pirates. Gregory Polanco has an 8-game hitting streak. Andrew McCutchen will hit following Starling Marte, and in front of Neil Walker, then Jung Ho Kang, Pedro Alvarez, Francisco Cervelli, Jordy Mercer, and Charlie Morton against the rookie Williams Perez. And ready to go as Polanco steps in with that 8-game hitting streak.
Pretty good speed bunched up there in the top 3.
First pitch, ball 1, underway for the first of 3 with the Braves. And a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Williams Perez off to a great start here. You look at the way he is pitched, the strikeouts almost as many as innings. A fine beginning to his career. Well, we understand has an excellent changeup.
Turned 24 years old last month. From Acarigua, Venezuela. 6 foot 185 pounds, listed at 6 foot 185. Big man Williams Perez was 2-0 at AAA Gwinnett with a 1.57 ERA when he was promoted to the big leagues. 1-2 count. 2-2. There's the crew chief, Brian Gorman. Polanco hitting .344 during this 8-game hitting streak. And lifted to right. Nick Markakis. 1 out. The Honda defense just saw Markakis make the catch. Cameron Maben in center. Todd Cunningham is in left. And the infield has Juan Uribe, Andrelton Simmons on the left side, and former Pirate Pedro Siriaco at second with Freddie Freeman at first. A.J. Przynski, the veteran, behind the plate. Here is Starling Marte looking to bust out of his slump. Oh, for his last 20. Clint Hurdle gave him the day off on Wednesday in San Francisco, unless, he told him, we would need a pinch runner. And in the 9th inning, he did pinch run for Jose Tabata, ended up stealing a base, going to third on an error, and bounces this ball to the shortstop Simmons. A broken bat, 6-3 putout. A lazy fly ball and a broken bat bouncer to Simmons. 2 up and 2 down. Pirates won that game 5-2 on Wednesday.
You know, one of the weird things about Marte's slump, a lot of times these guys are still hitting the ball pretty well, and he's really missing some really good pitches to hit during this slump. He's getting them out over the plate a little bit. That last pitch there was elevated, and he let it get a little in on him, even though it was on the plate for a strike. Kind of all started with that long home run in San Diego. You think that's about the time that?
Yep, no question. Whether it's coincidence or not, that's when it happened.
He hit a rocket out of the ballpark in San Diego, and since then, not a lot of good contact from Starling.
Clint Hurdle trying to get him going by batting him second. Anything. And there's a drive to left field. Cunningham is over, and he'll make the catch. A line drive out for McCutchen, and the Pirates go down in order against the rookie Williams Perez, now former Brave, Charlie Morton, to the hill. Here's the lineup for the Atlanta Braves, brought to you by Honda. Cameron Maybin, Andrelton Simmons, and Freddie Freeman, who has a 7-game hitting streak going. Nick Markakis, the former Oriole, hits cleanup. Juan Uribe, the former Dodger, at third. A.J. Brzezinski, the veteran, behind the plate. Rookie Todd Cunningham, and Pedro Siriaco, and Williams Perez.
Charlie's numbers brought to you by Hyundai and they are very good in that walk column. Greg pointed out there in the opening, just one base on ball in those first 2 starts. Is one of the keys to Charlie's. He's throwing strikes, keep the ball down.
First pitch strike to Cameron Maybin. One and one. Morton making his first start here since his first start as a Pirate. He made his Bucco debut June 10, 2009. Didn't last long. Chopper. And Gong decides to throw it. Might have been better served to see if that ball might have gone foul. It's an infield hit for Maybin. Oh, a leadoff single for Cameron Maybin. Morton has gotten a lot of ground balls his first 2 starts. So June 10, 2009, he made his debut here. Said it didn't last long. That's because he was pulled after a scoreless first inning due to tightness in his right hamstring. Former 3rd-round pick of these Braves back in 2002 faces Andrelton Simmons. Maybin has 7 steals in 10 tries.
A little different pitcher from that first time we saw him, the first time he pitched here. Could get that fastball up there in the mid-90s when he first came to the Pirates. So a lot of movement. He threw a lot of different pitches. He's kind of settled in now as a sinker baller.
Runner goes, and it is a stolen base for Maybin.
One of the things that teams will try and do on Charlie is when they get somebody at first base, they're going to run. They try to hit and run a lot. As you're always worried about that double play ball, and you want to try to take that out of play as soon as you can by moving somebody to second base or having a hit and run. Have the runner start before the ball is hit.
And now the runner winds up at third with nobody out.
Sometimes it can be a little bit of a challenge with Charlie, and this pitch shows you why. Cervelli is setting up way inside, and it's a snap hook fastball actually out over the left-hand hitter's batter's box. And Charlie throws hard enough that you just can't get out there in time to knock it down, to block it or catch it or anything when it's a fastball. But he will miss his spot every now and then. But if it's in the neighborhood, it's not that big a deal because he has that movement. So it's probably going to end up being a ground ball anyway, most of the time.
He's given up a total of 4 runs in his first 2 starts, 3 of them earned, and 2 of the 3 have come in the first inning. And a base hit makes it 1-0. Andrelton Simmons brings home Maybin.
Well, this fastball, good movement and pretty good velocity. This is one of the better velocity pitches that we've seen from Morton. 94 miles an hour movement coming in on the hands, and Simmons just barely able to fight it off, but there's nobody playing over there, so just harmlessly bounces through the hole and rolls out into the outfield grass.
Now Freddie Freeman hit 2 home runs on Wednesday.
They had to call Pirates called timeout. There was a little confusion as to what kind of defensive alignment that they were going to use. Now they got it straight away. Jung Ho originally went over to that second base side, and they didn't want him over there. They called timeout, moved him back over toward the shortstop side, and sent Mercer over there.
Rivers Casino tips to win.
Well, make it chicken night. We want some Chick-fil-A double plays. Be nice to get one right here. And don't chase down.
That's a liner to right. Puts runners at first and second.
The don't chase down is that Perez's best pitch is a changeup. As far as the scouting report goes, it shows he gets a lot of swings and misses and chases on that changeup. And you don't chase neck high changeups. You chase changeups that are down below the knees. And they're going to have to be careful that they don't do that tonight. Make him bring the ball up in the strike zone, especially that changeup. We saw in the very first inning, Polanco made the first out of the game swinging at a changeup that was very low.
Now here is Nick Markakis.
What do you think of
307?
Don't make it a chicken night, or make it a chicken night. You like that one?
I love that one.
Oh, okay.
I think that's one of your best.
Yeah. See how it works out. We need double play. Usually, though, when Morton's out there, you're going to get 3.
Yeah.
3 is like kind of an average, I would say. Chuck's pitching.
Atlanta has hit into 41. That's close to the top of the league.
So
Markakis
make that 44.
has hit into 4 himself.
Number 5's at first, so it could be a good sign.
Different looking Braves team since the Pirates were here in September. And now it's 2-1.
Yeah, a lot of the bigger names are gone now.
Markakis, who hit 14 home runs last year with the Orioles, signed as a free agent, a 4-year deal worth $44 million. Still looking for his first home run this season.
This is not Camden Yards, that's for sure. Big ballpark.
After 9 years with Baltimore, signed as a free agent.
Well, it does carry well here. It's just fence is a long ways out. It's the second highest ballpark in elevation.
There's a potential double play ball. There's one. There's 2. There's your Chick-fil-A, Bob.
Yeah, that's right. He's got 5 now.
Chick-fil-A double play. Mercer. Nice little play there by Mercer.
Yes, it was. Hopefully this will kind of allow an escape from this first inning that for a moment looked like they were setting up for a big inning where they might put up 3 runs. If it's done now, you get this last out, and it's just a 1-run inning for the Braves. It's just really no big deal. Just get in the dugout and go to work yourself with the bat. Got to get this last out.
Ball 1 on the veteran Juan Uribe.
Juan stepping well out of the box after taking that pitch. Think anybody saw that? Think they put a check mark next to his name somewhere?
Yeah, he'll be getting a letter.
Oh, there he goes again. 2 times. He's taken 2 pitches and stepped out of the box twice. So that should be a double fine.
Some players have said they don't care.
Well, that should be a double fine.
Yeah.
Eventually, you think they could make the amount to where it would start to sting.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. There he goes again. 3 pitches he's taken. 3 times he's left the batter's box. That's against the rules. How about if they just make it, if you leave the batter's box, the ball you just took, if it was a ball, gets changed to a strike?
That's incentive. What if you take a strike and step out? Like that. Oh, that's a ball. Ball 3-1.
Yeah, see, now he's 4 pitches he has watched, and he has left the batter's box 4 times in a row, and that is supposed to be against the rules. I would imagine is going to be fine now.
And he walks Uribe, who's been an Atlanta Brave for about a week since being traded from the Dodgers. We just talked about the control numbers for Morton. That's just his 2nd free pass now in 15 innings in his first 3 starts. Trip to the mound from Cervelli. He'll face AJ Pierzynski. Well-traveled veteran AJ Pierzynski, hitting .267 with the Braves. Last year was with the Red Sox and Cardinals. And the first pitch strike.
Big bender.
Oh, and 2.
Pierzynski on top of the plate. He's trying to crowd him.
Runner goes from first, and it's bounced to Walker. Oh, brother. That's as routine a ground ball as you can get. And the Pirates commit yet another error, and it is 2-0. It's one area they have played. They've won games a lot lately, but it's one area that Clint Hurdle has said they need to tighten up.
And this one, you know, Walker feels it very badly. I mean, this is a pretty easy, two-hopper. It came up. It almost looked like it was coming up high enough to hit him in the chest and at least stay in front of him, so he would still have time to get the out at first base. Pierzynski doesn't run all that well, but somehow got between the legs.
It's Walker's 4th error of the season, and it's 2-0. And the batter, rookie Todd Cunningham. Bucks have now committed 39 errors this season.
Walker would be the guy I think you pick. Like, okay, you want the inning over. Who do you want to hit to? Hit to Walker. He doesn't ever miss any of them.
Yep.
Game of baseball.
I mean,
so unpredictable.
Can a Pirate fan watch a Pirate Braves game and see a ball hit that routinely for an out and not think back to Jose Lean? Did you? Did for a moment
Just
flash
now?
back to Jose Lean? Because
No,
I did.
No, I was hiding behind the dugout. I never saw that play.
You haven't seen it on replay either?
I don't watch those replays. I know how it ends.
No need to watch.
I don't need to see it.
And that was my feeling exactly. That routine ground ball up, that's the final out. And Walker doesn't make the play. Jose Lean, of course, didn't make that play. And I'm sure Bob's not the only one that hasn't watched that Game 7 again. Toward left center field, and McCutchen races in to make the play. 2 runs in, 1 earned. On to the second, 2-0 Atlanta.
innings, part of the new pace of play rules initiated by the new commissioner of Major League Baseball, Rob Manfred. I'm Robbie and Smikowski. And the rules that he implemented coming into the 2015 season, or I should say the modifications, have been working so far despite what Juan Uribe did in that first inning, as Bob Walk astutely pointed out. So when you look at the time of game and the way things have shaken out, there's been a pretty sharp decrease in the time of game that has taken to play an average 9-inning game, that is. So when you look at last season, the average 9-inning game took 3 hours and 2 minutes, and this season we're at 2 hours and 53 minutes thus far. So you look at the decrease, we might be on pace here to see the largest decrease since 1963 when we lost 9 minutes off an average 9-inning game. So pretty impressive stuff, but as long as we keep maybe Juan Uribe, Greg and Bob, out of the batter's box, maybe these numbers will go down a little bit more.
Going to have to retire him early in the count, Robbie. I think that's going to be a key for Charlie Morton.
Yeah, they have worked, though, and I love the fact that I think it's finally been pointed out that the problem was not with the pitchers. People always blame the pitchers. Oh, the guy's walking all over. I said, no, they're walking all over because the guy's not ready to hit. Get him in the box, the game will pick up. And they did that this year, and look at the time that's been taken off. So it's worked, and I hope they continue to do it. And I hope they really follow through with, whatever the punishments are on the guys that are, stepping out of the box. Now, when they swing, foul a ball off, stuff like that, they can leave the box. I understand that. But if you're just going to stand there and take pitches, you can't go for a walk. You have to, well, if you're taking balls, I guess you do go for a walk. But you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You can't leave the box if you're just going to sit there and take. And I'd like to thank Robbie for pointing out how astute I am.
Yes, I thank him too, because I was about to say that.
I think that kind of goes a little unappreciated around here.
Agreed.
My astuteness.
Not from your broadcast partners, no, maybe from the Gypsies.
There's that changeup. That one definitely wasn't down. Nothing. This is not a chase. This is just a whiff. That ball's right down in the middle, center of the plate, and about belt high.
Bob, you and I had a long discussion today before the game with Hall of Famer Don Sutton, who's a color analyst for Braves broadcasts, and loved what he said about this young pitcher.
Yeah, he's obviously very impressed by the way he can pitch, quote unquote, at a very young age. Not stuff or anything like that, but the way he pitches.
Don Sutton there. He said, I hope nobody teaches this guy how to pitch, because right now he knows how to get people out. He's not a cookie cutter guy. He says he may invent a pitch 2 or 3 times on the mound tonight.
Tries different things. He's not going to overpower anybody with a real flashy fastball up at 98 or anything like that. He just got a decent fastball, good command, but as Don said, he has a very good feel for how to get outs, how to break up that hitter's timing, get him a little behind, a little in front. What did he say his 2 heroes were? Pedro
Martinez and Bartolo Colon.
Man, really looked up to Pedro, but he throws a lot like Bartolo Colon. Looks like him a little bit. A little younger version.
Just turned 24. Venezuelan native. In Gwinnett earlier this season. Gave you those numbers at AAA. And there's a nice at bat from Jung Ho Gong. Perez has walked 11 in 21 innings. Catch the excitement of Bucco Baseball at PNC Park this summer with the Pirates Summer 6-Pack presented by Papa John's. For as low as $99, lock in your seats and prices when you build your own 6-game plan. Plus, each Summer 6-Pack comes with a complimentary large 2-topping pizza from Papa John's. Find out more at pirates.com/summer.
I think those walks probably come, Greg, from teams that are showing some patience up there, not swinging at balls that are down, making him get the pitch up, and not chasing. And if you have a pitcher that won't give in and continues to work downstairs, continues to try to get this chase, and something's got to give. It's either going to be you're going to hit bad pitches, strike out, or he's going to walk you.
And right to center field, a line drive, and kicked by the center fielder, but Alvarez holds up. Meanwhile, it looked as though Gong was going to head home and then put on the brakes. Maben booted the ball in center.
Yeah, that kind of opened up some possibilities of a double or scoring the run. You see the boot right there. Didn't get away that far, but when Simmons gets the throw, he didn't even really look toward third immediately. Definitely was a stop sign, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I think so. But how about how far over in left center field Maben was playing Pedro Alvarez? A gap in right center for him.
Everybody has the same spray chart. That's where they wanted it.
There's a line drive base hit for Francisco Cervelli, and the Pirates are on the board. A walk and 2 solid singles. Two to 1.
And this one hit just a little bit toward left center, Greg. And maybe it's in right center.
See how he plays Mercer. Cervelli picks up his 15th RBI.
It's like the hitters are watching out there, see which way it goes. They're going to hit the other way.
So Mercer needs to hit this ball toward left center.
Yeah.
Mercer has homered in each of his last 2 games. Having a nice little road trip, 6 out of 16, a .375 average. Ball 1. .370 average his last 9 games. He's above that Mendoza line now, 210. Just a little bit behind schedule when he picked up the pace last year. Last season he was hitting 190 through May 28th before hitting 278 in his last 101 games. You chatted with him before the game, Bob.
Yes, I did. He, really kind of talked like that was a needed confidence booster. That he's thinking a lot about what happened to him last year, but at the same time, last 4 months of the season, he really took off and hit the heck out of the baseball, and so he's taking confidence from that.
To center field, Maben will make this play.
But he's really not down on the slow start with the bat. He realizes that the good hitter is in there, and I asked him about do you think something just clicked, and he said, well, he goes, I know it doesn't look like it, but I think I've been hitting the ball better for a couple of weeks now, just not really getting a lot of results on the stat sheet.
Well, Charlie Morton, 4 at bats so far. And in the air to shallow. First baseman's going to go over, and Freeman in foul territory. Looked like he lost his glove in the process of going into that figure 4 slide.
So what would that be, like shallow foul territory?
That's what I thought it was. What do you think?
I would call
that shallow.
That is
look where the first base umpire is.
That's a great description of where
that's
this
shallow
foul
territory.
Oh, I keep this up. I won't get back on your list.
You're on. Too late. You're on.
I couldn't pass that.
I know. You never point out mistakes. That was one of my favorite things. My top 10 list about you. Oh, 0-2 on Charlie Morton.
Kind of like the job of a color guy is to point out the mess ups.
You do a good job of it. That's why you're one of the best.
Yeah.
Bucks on the board. The Cervelli single and strike 3. So the inning ends like it began with a strikeout, but the Pirates are on the board.
Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Toyota. Toyota helps you get the most out of your drive. Just ask a friend who drives one. Toyota, let's go places. By Barrel Automotive, we're driven to be better. And by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. Let's go Bucks.
Go to the bottom of the second inning. Charlie Morton will face Pedro Siriaco. And then Williams, Perez, and back to the top of the order. Siriaco was with the Pirates briefly. March of 2010 and 2011. Five hits and 28 at bats, making just his 6th start. Two and one. Morton gave up 2 runs, 1 unearned in the first. Couple of strikes. All started with that infield chopper by Cameron Maben, and stole second. Went to third on a wild pitch. And did he offer? Right away. Arms extended from the first base umpire, Adam Hammery. Sixth organization now for Pedro Siriaco. Signed as a minor league free agent. Trip Gibson behind the plate. Adam Hammery at first. Mark Carlson at second. Brian Gorman, the crew chief. And there's a liner right to Neil Walker. Well, I'll tell you what, Bob, one of our favorites, certainly I think we speak for all the broadcasters, a guy that helped us out anytime we needed friends or family calling to ask to purchase tickets. In the last couple of years, of course, more and more people buying tickets at PNC Park and selling out, and all the confusion of that ticket office. Andrew Bragman the director of ticket operations the last few years for the Pirates. His last day today. He is going to be sorely missed.
Yes, he will. He was a go-to guy.
Yep.
Anyways,
Andrew, we wish you the very best, and your gain is our loss. We wish you the best. I know you're going to do great things, but man, we're going to miss you. Lovely. Two and one on Perez.
kind of like Morton is not really locked in with the control so far. He needs to find that groove. And he's starting to go into some deep counts with everybody. He's walked someone. He's 2-0 on his opposite number. In the good games, which he's had 2 of them in a row, it's like there's a point to where he finds that groove where he's in, and then it's almost like he's not thinking out there. He's just throwing the 2-seamer and mixing in those breaking balls here and there, and it's just really easy and automatic for him. Don't think he has found that quite yet tonight.
Perez 1 for 6 at the plate this season with the Braves, and 3 hits and 29 at bats in the minor leagues. And wouldn't you know it, he walked his opposite number, second free pass. Sunday, June 14th, Pirates host the Phillies, 1:35. Kids Day at PNC Park. All kids 14 and under receive an Andrew McCutcheon compression sleeve, compliments of Mrs. T's Pierogies. The #1 Cochran Family Fun Zone on Federal Street happens before the game. After the game, kids run the bases courtesy of the original Pizza Logs. Sunday, June 14th. Ball 1 on Cameron Maybin. Cameron Maybin came over just before the start of the season in the Craig Kimbrell deal. The Braves closer who led the National League in saves each of the last 4 years. Bouncing ball, and Pedro Alvarez slips that first step.
Went to break. Couldn't get any traction, getting a lateral movement. It almost looked like there wasn't any lack of traction. It was like there was a little wiggling in his knee, like his knee was going to give out.
Andrelton Simmons. McCutcheon. 2 outs.
There's a good idea how big this ballpark is. You know, that ball looked like it was hit pretty well off the bat. Just very routine when you look where the warning track is and where that ball was caught. Big yard. A lot of room to run here in the center field. That's one of the few no nooks and cranny fences in all of baseball. Used to be all like this. Now there's none like this.
Yeah.
Nice and smooth all the way around. But it's out there a ways.
Freddie Freeman extended his hitting streak to 8 straight games with his first inning single.
Only be one more year here after this. They'll move into their new digs.
And their agreement runs out after the 2016 season. They'll move to a Cobb County Ballpark. One and two. Originally built as the centerpiece for the Olympic Stadium in the 1996 Summer Games. And 2-2 on Freeman.
And it'll go back to hosting some track events. We're going to make some changes in this ballpark, turning into a combination football field track stadium for Georgia Tech.
2-2.
For Georgia State, excuse me.
This is what they're proposing if all things go through. The new stadium up in Cobb County will look like this. State of the art, of course. They open up in 2017. Feels like a short amount of time, doesn't it, that they moved from the old Fulton County to this, and now they'll be at a
I'm thinking,
ballpark.
Is there a city where we have announced in 3 different stadiums? I wouldn't think so. But
I wouldn't think so either.
It could happen here.
Sharply hit to Walker. Well, then left stranded. 2-1 Atlanta. Buccos clinched and celebrated here last year. Another postseason. Talking to Clint Hurdle before the game about that. He said, yeah, I'm going to think about it as I do when I go back to Wrigley Field, that clubhouse. Can't help but reminisce and think about those celebrations. Now he'll always remember the visiting clubhouse here in Atlanta. But now the Pirates want to avoid the wild card and win a division. Keep playing like they're playing, and they'll be able to eventually catch up to those Cardinals. Gregory Polanco leads off, fly to right his first time up.
Mike Polanco just deciding on that 2-0 count to just take all the way. I think this guy does walk some people. So we'll see if he can throw strike one.
Rick Sofield, Pirates third base coach. First base coach Nick Leyva. They were all part of the staff dinner last night. Clint Hurdle taking out the entire staff to dinner on the off night.
Where'd they go? Somewhere good?
He said it was good.
Oh.
Didn't reveal the restaurant.
Some nice ones out there.
Yeah. A free pass to start the third. Send your favorite Pirates to the 86th All-Star Game. You can fill out your 2015 Esurance MLB All-Star Game ballot now at Pirates.com. Voting exclusively online, available on your computer, tablet, and smartphone. Vote up to 35 times at Pirates.com/vote. Do it now. Polanco has 14 steals.
He doesn't hang around first often. Braves know that.
And there he goes. Taking all the way, and Brzezinski can't get the ball out of his glove anyway, so stolen base number 15.
To a little bit of a rush when one of the better base stealers like Polanco takes off. You get a pitch that maybe is just a little outside, so you got it in the web. You just don't make that exchange cleanly after that. Didn't John Wooden have some kind of a quote about being fast without, or be quick without trying to be fast, or something like that?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what a catcher is trying to do. Be quick without rushing. I can't remember how it went, but that's the same. The idea is don't rush yourself into a mistake. It's hard to do when somebody like Polanco's running, or the guy at the plate for that matter.
Well, he's got a 3-0 count now. He's been struggling mightily.
One of the reasons for putting him in this spot in the batting title, or in the batting lineup, is so you can see more strikes with McCutchen on deck. Trying to get him better pitches to hit. So you put somebody that the other team, the other pitcher will fear a little bit, batting behind him. So when you get 3-1 counts, you get a good pitch to hit.
Two aboard.
He got a fastball really in the strike zone. It got called a ball, but it was a strike. But that's what you're doing. You get 3-1, you get a fastball with somebody on that the pitcher fears. If it's 3-1 count and the pitcher doesn't care who's on deck, you got a base open, you're not going to get a good pitch to hit. It doesn't bother him that if you don't swing that he might walk you. So you're not going to see a lot of fastballs. But you're hitting in front of Kutch, especially when McCutchen is hitting the way he is now. You're going to get a lot of fastballs and fastball counts.
Back-to-back walks to start the inning. Perez walked 4 Giants his last time out in 7 innings. McCutchen lined out to left in his first at bat. Still 6 for his last 11 ABs. Hit safely in each of his last 11 games played in the month of June. going back to last season. And in the air to right. Polanco will tag. He's there for Neil Walker. With Marte at first and one away.
Good job by McCutcheon. He's trying to hit the ball. He's trying to get a hit to right field. So if he does make an out, at least he gets Polanco over to third and able to accomplish that.
These always seem to be fun situations, Bob, when you've got the speed of Polanco at third and Marte at first. You mentioned that Polanco doesn't wait around much, nor does Marte. And
in this situation, if you wait around much and Walker hits a ground ball, the inning might be over the double play. So I'm with you. Marte's got to go.
Brzezinski, as he gets up there in years, more and more trouble throwing out runners, and Marte doesn't waste any time, but it's a fly ball to shallow center. Marte not realizing initially where it is, and now Polanco doesn't try to score, and he would have, obviously. Cameron Maybin.
Well, he wouldn't have scored if Maybin would have threw the ball to first base. The inning's over. Polanco standing, or not Polanco, Marte is standing at second. Watch, Marte loses the ball. He doesn't know where the ball is. He's fooled. He starts to go back and then he stops. He's not sure. Maybin throws over to first base.
You surprised that Polanco didn't try to score there?
Yes, but what I think happened there is that Polanco decided, well, they're going to throw to first, so I'll run home on the throw to first. That way I will score if they make a bad throw to first base and Marte is safe. But he probably should just win anyway. But somebody should have been telling Maybin. I mean, there's two guys didn't know what was going on out there from lack of communication one way or another. Marte didn't know what was going on. That's why he was standing at second base, and Maybin didn't know Marte was standing there. Somebody's got to be yelling at him. Plays at first.
Gong walked last inning and scored. 353 in these situations. Two and 0. See if Marte doesn't take off here.
And neither one of these two pitchers tonight so far is in any kind of a groove control wise. It's not really that essential that he takes off now because double plays out of the situation. I mean, it would he would be able to put himself in the scoring position.
Two and one. A bouncer to the shortstop. The Pirates had a golden opportunity there. Nothing going. 2-1.
Silverado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. By 5 Hour Energy Shots. Have you tried great tasting 5 Hour Energy lately? And by Day Automotive, we're gonna make your day. Let's go Bucks!
2-1 Atlanta. To the bottom of the third inning. UPMC scoreboard. Nick Markakis takes ball one. Bounced into a double play in the first. Georgia native. And Morton falls behind him 3-0.
Both guys just can't seem to get ahead in the counts.
Four-pitch walk.
It's kind of like right now the way the game is. It's whichever starting pitcher finds the groove first, then that team's got a great advantage.
His third walk.
The way they're both going, teams are getting base runners, which always can be a problem. Somebody gets a big hit and takes advantage.
Bounced foul.
Uribe trying to hit one through that hole on the right side with Pedro holding on Markakis.
Uribe came over from the Dodgers a little over a week ago. The Braves sent Alberto Callaspo and a couple of pitchers over.
What's wrong with Morton? Keeps wanting to see the sign again. I don't know if he's having a hard time seeing.
Well, that got Cervelli. Oh, and 2 on Uribe.
Forearm. I just don't have the feeling that this game is going to help the time of game average.
No. It's not just Uribe.
No, it's part of it, but it's not, definitely not just him.
Bad looking swing and a miss. And the first strikeout for Charlie Morton. We'll bring up A.J. Brzezinski. Coming up, a new Inside Pirates baseball. Archimedes Caminero finally finds a place in the majors after 9 long years. Francisco Cervelli is a magnet for foul balls, which leads to some piñata-like beatings behind the plate and much more. Inside Pirates baseball presented by Allegheny Health Network tonight after postgame on Root Sports.
I don't think he's full of candy, though, is he?
No. Brzezinski sees that wide open hole on the left side, tries to bunt.
And it's kind of running toward first as he lays down the bunt. That is the thing that I see everybody do, and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It's like this is a sacrifice bunt right here. You're not bunting trying to beat it out. There's nobody playing third base. You're not beating out anything. Just square around and bunt it firm, hard, right toward third base. Don't try and lay down a drag bunt. There, that time he did it right, but he still messed up the bunt. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
See how he came around early, squared, and was trying to just poke it that way? You know, just firm right that direction. That's the style. But like that first time, he was trying to be a little too cute with it. Like he was trying to fool somebody, like there's a third baseman playing on the edge of the grass. And so you're trying to fool him. But a lot of guys, when they do try that bunt, I don't think they can get out of their mind. They're not bunting for a base hit. There's nobody there to fool.
Well, he misses a couple of bunt tries and then hits a gap shot. And Markakis is going to be waved home. And a double for Pierzynski and a 3-1 lead for Atlanta.
Hey, you notice how he hit the gap shot, the opposite gap. He was still trying to hit the ball that direction. He was committed to go to left field to try and take advantage of the infield defense. He got a breaking ball out there. And the ball's even off the plate a little bit away. You see how much room he has on that side to hit a ball through, and he just elevated it. Got in the air. A little trouble corralling it there. But Pierzynski does not run very well, so it didn't make any difference.
Two outs. Cunningham bounces to Alvarez. Pierzynski picks up his 21st run batted into the season and gives Atlanta a 3-1 lead. Bo Porter, former Astros skipper, is the third base coach for Freddie Gonzalez. And a base hit, maybe, to left center field. Nope. Marte, the great speed, got a great jump, ball held up. And Siriaco is robbed of the hit. But Pierzynski gives Atlanta a 3-1 lead.
Started for the Buccos, and it was on this date back in 2008. It was 7 years ago when he was drafted second overall by the Bucks out of Vanderbilt University. Now I asked Pedro what his memories were from that day, and it was a pretty special day for Pedro Alvarez and the rest of the family. He said there were a ton of emotions that day, and it's really hard to put all of it into words. And then he paused for a second, and he said it was exhilarating and nerve-wracking both at the same time. And we had a small group at home and nothing crazy, but the call came from the Pirates, and a minute later, there it was on television. And he said it was that moment when he knew that the start of the next chapter of his life had begun, Greg and Bob, pro baseball. The chapter that has gone quite well, you could say, since that draft day 8 years ago.
Hard to believe, 8 years, Robbie. And we'll be watching Monday, this year's draft, and 3 Vanderbilt players, they're saying, have a chance to be picked in the very first round.
A real good shortstop, right?
Yeah.
From Vanderbilt.
Dansby Swanson.
Could he be maybe number 1?
Could be.
Overall.
Walker Buehler and Carson Fulmer, the pitchers, all very possibly could be first round picks out of Vanderbilt. Alvarez singled to center his first time up, and Maben has moved over maybe a tad this time.
Smidgen. What do you think is larger, a smidgen or a tad?
I think the difference is minuscule.
He hasn't moved much.
In the air toward left, Cunningham. One out.
You can pretty much just play everybody to pull on the infield, slight, hit the ball the other way in the outfield. Then you're not going to mess up too much.
Francisco Cervelli, an RBI single in the second.
Catch the ball, throw the right base, do all those little things. You're going to play good defense.
Yep. Cervelli has reached base safely in each of his last 14 ball games. That RBI in the second brought home Jung Ho Kang. Perez now at the 55 pitch mark. He has walked 3. He escaped damage last inning after walking Polanco and Marte to begin the frame. Oh, Cervelli dropping the bat. He's going to take off his ankle guard. You could it's worth the price of admission just to watch him every at bat.
His at bats.
Yeah. Headed up the middle, and he's 2 for 2.
He can hit. When it comes to the strike zone, he's opinionated.
Base hit up the middle for Cervelli. He's 2 for 2. Jordy Mercer fly to center field his first time up. High chopper. And that does it. Mercer is retired. Looked as though he thought, I don't know whether he didn't see the ball initially, he didn't take off immediately. The ball was fair. And Cervelli moves to second.
Let's see if Charlie can help himself now with 2 outs. Struck out a little slider his first time up. Almost popped up to shallow foul territory before that pitch.
Huh. No, not almost. Yeah, he almost actually he did pop it up into shallow foul territory.
Almost caught. Almost made the out. Yeah. Then he ended up striking.
Right.
He's going to get a hit this time.
Well, he picked up an RBI.
A ground ball
Saturday.
Between second and third. Come on. Oh, no, don't go that way.
A ground ball between second and third?
Well, yeah, toward left field. That's in between second and third.
You think he's going to pull the ball to left?
Well, he pulled one foul.
All right, we'll see. He ripped it.
Yeah. He's going to get a slider. It's going to hang. He's going to pull it in a hole.
He's going to hit a little blooper in the shallow right.
Come on, Chuck. Swing.
Glad you didn't listen to Bob there.
They would have tomahawked that one. Okay, this is the pitch right here. 2-2. He wants to throw him a slider. He's going to hang it because he wants it to be a strike. Come on, Charlie. No, not that one. Good plate discipline so far for Charlie.
Well, Perez walked against Morton in the bottom of the second.
Pulled it.
Charlie Morton has 2 career walks. Hanging in there.
Yep. The more pitches he sees, the better chance he's got to pull in one of that hole in between second and third. Oh, good
How
eye.
about
Good
that?
eye.
Third career walk for Charlie Morton.
How about he laid off a pitch that wasn't all that low, just a couple inches below the knees. Little sinker. No, I'm not swinging at that.
How about that? He pitched it bat. Now let's see if Polanco can take advantage of it. The Pirates missed an opportunity last inning. Polanco has flied to right and walked, and a pickoff try. Cervelli scrambles back.
By the way, Greg, Wikipedia says a tad is larger than a smidgen.
Is that right?
Yes.
I don't see you with a computer or anything.
Just comes to me.
Yeah.
It's weird. I hear things in my head.
I don't know how that happens. Did you happen to see how the Cubs-Nationals game ended last night, by the way?
No, I didn't.
The Nats had runners at first and second in the bottom of the 9th inning, and the runner at first was picked off by David Ross.
What was the score?
2-1.
2-1. He was just a tad too far off the base, apparently.
A smidgen, actually.
No, smidgen we got back.
Well, he's just barely off the bag, but Ross made a great throw. Oh, he's more than a smidgen, more than a tad off the bag. 2-2 on Polanco. Well, Perez really thrown a lot of pitches last couple innings, all the way up to 72 now.
He won't be very deep into this ball game.
22 pitches this inning alone.
There'll be a couple of guys in the Brave bullpen see action tonight.
Bounce to Freeman. Well, Pirates strand 2 more and trail by 2.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Allegheny Health Network. Health for all. By Kenny Ross, Ask a Neighbor. And by Levin Mattress, located in all Levin Furniture showrooms and freestanding stores. Let's go Bucks!
And tonight's Allegheny Health Network injury update. Braves have been without Kelly Johnson since the middle of last month, right oblique strain. They've been off to a pretty decent start, driving in 18 and just 81 at bats, but he's one of a handful of players on the disabled list for the Atlanta Braves. Strike one on the pitcher. High chopped. Gone. Oh, brother. He had way more time than he thought. Will be another error.
Yeah, with a regular player running, then you'd probably see this go as a base hit. You'd have to really hurry, but you're right, Greg. Plenty of time to slow down and make that play.
There's the fifth error charged to Jung Ho Kang.
Be quick without rushing.
Maben 2 for 2. Infield hit to the third baseman in the first inning, and last time up Pedro Alvarez slipped on his first step to his right, and Maben snuck it past first for a base hit. First round pick of the Tigers back in 2005. Robbie was talking about the former Pirates first round pick, Pedro Alvarez. There's one, and there is two. Maben used to run much faster than that, Bob. I think a few years ago he wouldn't have much of a chance.
Well, he fell down coming out of the box. I think
that hurt. Andrelton Simmons is 1 for 2 with an RBI. Two ribbies for Andrelton Simmons. And another high chopper. Gong. Well, that's a nice play there.
Beautiful
Backing
play.
up.
That's a redeemer.
With his momentum toward the grass through a strike to get Simmons.
Mercer.
Mercer me.
Oh, what a catch by Josh Harrison. Whoa.
Best plays of the week on Friday Night Rocks, and one of the best moments of all time when Andrew McCutchen handed those batting gloves to those great fans. Just pure joy on their faces. It was so great with that young one kid pointing, "I love you, man."
Yeah, that's one of those moments I don't think anybody will forget about from this season. The sight of those two small boys. Something else. Pulled the string on that one, didn't he?
Marte thinks about bunting and takes a ball. Walked last time. Marte, McCutchen, and Walker. Perez went 7 his last time out against the Giants in San Francisco. His first start for Atlanta was against Tampa Bay on the 20th of May, and he went 5 innings. Then 6 against the Dodgers, 7 his last time.
He might make 6 tonight, but it doesn't look like he can go much further. It'll be a pitch count at least well up into the 80s, you would think, after this inning is over. Maybe even 90. Change up at times almost looks like it has like a cut fastball action where it moves from right to left as he's looking in, as we're looking at it from the center field camera. I think I've mistaken it a couple times as a slider.
Curveball missed. 3-2. Again, he has walked 4. And another foul. So Marte has helped get that pitch count now up to 80. The Braves bullpen has struggled. Not something that Freddie Gonzalez is anxious to do, go to the bullpen. And a leadoff free pass. And the Bucks have had base runners after a 1-2-3 first inning. Perez gave up the run in the second, and Jung Ho Kang walked with 1 out. Roger McDowell on the bullpen phone.
So that's what that's supposed to be. Having McCutchen hit behind you is supposed to prevent getting pitches like that. He tried to throw a 3-2 curveball there. He didn't throw it very well. It didn't break at all. Came out of his hand very early. Really a poor pitch. But why is he even trying to make that kind of a pitch with somebody in a horrible slump at the plate and one of the league's best hitters coming up? Why risk a base on balls? See how it turns out.
So they get Martin up in the bullpen. A right-hander, Cody Martin. Marte has walked twice now. For the third time this season, he's walked a couple of times in a ball game.
Yeah, plus another thing, if you walk, say, a Polanco or a Marte, it's almost like you've given up a double. And eventually, they're going to be at second base.
Look out. Fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Line out to left, a fly out to right for Andrew McCutchen. The Bucks down a couple. Perez has given up 1 home run. Line to left, a base hit. 2 aboard with no one out.
Right down the middle. At some point, we're going to have a breakthrough. A big, important hit.
Neil Walker has struck out and flied out. He has 3 home runs on the season. The home run that Perez gave up was his second outing of the season in relief, and Bryce Harper hit it off of him. And a high fly ball to right field, and you can clear the deck. That cannonball is coming and leaving the yard. 3-run shot for Neil Walker, and that has turned this game around. The Buccos now lead it 4-3.
There it is. The big hit. Kept having a lot of situations where needed somebody to come up with it. And not too surprisingly, it's Walker that makes the big contact. Puts 3 runs up on the board in 1 inning. It all started with a 3-2 breaking ball for a guy that's 0 for his last 20. Inside corner and spin the win.
Pirates now lead it 4-3. Another look at Walker's 4th of the season.
The only question was to make sure it was going to stay fair, because that was way out of here. I got in front of a pretty good changeup.
This is where it landed. That's the first out. Neil Walker's first home run since the 26th against the Marlins, last homestand. And that gives him 23 RBIs on the season. Clint Hurdle had a feeling that Walker was going to start driving the ball, not only gap shots but maybe home runs, so he put him back in that cleanup spot Monday in San Francisco. And Walker drove in a pair that night with a double. Had another RBI and 2 hits on Tuesday night. And here a 3-run homer. And now Perez falls behind 3-0.
His night is getting very short. Could be a ball 4 away from the showers.
Green light, 3-1. Walker now an 8-game hitting streak. Point Park University tweets will crawl across the bottom of your screen as people react to Neil Walker hitting that ball well over the right field wall. 3-2 now on Alvarez. Down on strikes after falling behind 3-0. Comes back to get Alvarez.
Comes with the changeup 3-2. Misses the strike zone quite a bit by it, but gets the chase.
Cervelli has 2 hits to center field. His first hit was an RBI that brought in Jung Ho Gong.
.24 batting average.
Top average in the league among all catchers. Perez looking for the last out. 2-2. Pitch number 100 coming up here to Cervelli. Still 2-2. Martin is ready. This will be the 28th pitch of the inning for Williams Perez. And he struck him out. How about that? A walk, a single, the towering homer, and then 3 consecutive strikeouts. So damage done thanks to the real deal. Friday Night Rocks. Neil Walker rocking Turner Field with his 4th home run and giving the Buccos a 4-3 lead. It's at 7:05. First 20,000 fans in attendance get a free Pirates t-shirt presented by Central Blood Bank. Get to Federal Street early for the Friday night block party presented by Barrel Automotive. Live music, food, and stop by the Miller Lite Bar. For tickets, go to pirates.com/free shirt Friday. And Freddie Freeman goes the other way. And Marte is going to gun towards second and safe there.
Oh,
Close play.
man.
Bang, bang at second.
The ball beat him. Apparently the tag wasn't there, but the ball was there in time. I want to see this one again. So does Clint.
Hurdle is going to call for a review, a challenge here. Clint Hurdle is going to challenge. Another look.
Oh,
Is it clear and convincing? Well, I don't know that I've seen anything.
I haven't seen anything clear and convincing, but he looks out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Does he look out? He looked out.
He looked out from the
Well, he
get-go.
looked out when we were watching it. Yeah.
Allegheny Health Network Supermo. This might be the best look.
I think the best look might be on the scoreboard right now. He looks safe there. Our look looks safe.
Giant scoreboard here in center field.
Braves. Yeah, it's a huge scoreboard that Braves have here. It's
Pirate fans reacting. A ton of Pirate fans here. They think he's out by the look on the scoreboard.
I don't know, Greg. I've been wrong on the last two. I hesitate to say. I think they're going to let it stand. I didn't hesitate long. But what do you think?
I think they're going to let it stand also. I don't see anything clear and convincing.
Well, we'll be wrong together if we're wrong.
But as we have said many times, maybe they need to put a clock.
Well, that super mo that we show right there at the end.
Yeah.
The last one from center field made it look like he was safe. This one right here. Watch his foot. And it looked like his toe is hitting the bag about the same time the tag's being applied. That's the one I saw on the scoreboard. Yeah, safe. That's one, Greg. You know what? If the call on the field would have been out, I think they would have let that stand.
I agree.
It just surprised he had to go with the umpire. Happens quite a bit. And I think that was the case there. Just you don't see anything that for sure where you'd say, oh, the umpire's wrong. Kind of a fortunate double, I guess you could say. It looked like he was just trying to fight a ball off. Hit it through that open side of the infield. No third baseman to play there. Might not have mattered because it tucked it so close to the line. You could have had Jung Ho playing a normal spot and still wouldn't have been able to catch that one.
Markakis, last time up, walked. First time up, he hit into a double play. This is going to drop in for a hit. And that ball snakes toward the center fielder McCutchen. Bo Porter will hold Freeman with nobody out.
Took a crazy hop, didn't it?
McCutchen really had to bear down on this ball.
That first bounce when it hit the outfield. There it is. Watch the hit. Boom. Look at that. A lot of spin or something on it.
2 on, nobody out. And here is Juan Uribe. Looking for that double play ball. He's walked and struck out.
The time he struck out, it was really a weird swing. Totally fooled by it.
Man, that's going to be a tough one to turn. They get one and not in time for the double play.
Hit a little too slowly and a little bit too far to Mercer's right. He had to go quite a ways into that hole, backhand the ball. What a nice turn by Walker. Wow, it was very close at first.
It's interesting that Walker looked toward the dugout like we need to challenge that, but Pirates are out of challenges now. Once the 7th inning comes around, you can still ask for a review, even if you don't have a challenge left. But we're only in the 5th, and it's a tie game. RBI for Uribe. Score Freeman.
Now, for the next couple innings, it's old-fashioned way you go and argue. Which we don't get to see anymore.
No, not.
More umpire arguments.
In Seattle they get to, but not anywhere else. I got a full dose the other day from Lloyd McClendon.
I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
Two 2-0 on Przinski. And Antonio Bastardo in the Pirates bullpen.
Neither starting pitcher really has ever got anything going, any momentum going, got any type of quote unquote growth. Just not really locating any of the pitches very well. A lot of falling behind. And the scoreboard reflects it. They've both given up 4 runs, 8 runs scored now, and only in the middle of the game.
Three 3-1 count. And Alvarez gets one and throws that ball in the dirt. And now we'll tag the runner for the double play.
Nice play by Mercer.
Mercer ready for the throw from Alvarez. A one hopper. Alvarez continues to have issues with the throws, but Mercer makes the play. New pitcher, Brandon Cuniff. 22nd appearance.
ERA up there quite a ways. A little bit of that going on. This Brave pitching staff, high ERAs, 4.91. This one almost 5.
Two on Jordy Mercer. Reaching out and popping into shallow right, and nice little play. Freeman made that look easy. In foul territory.
Charlie's night's done. Corey Hart stepping in the box. See a nice little basket catch. Just a shallow foul ball.
Yeah, it's a shallow pop.
Not getting a lot of at-bats of late. Mainly pinch hitting.
We are going to be going back to Rob King, but pretty cool stuff. Pat Venditti, the ambidextrous pitcher that got outs from both arms, Bob. Didn't you face Greg Harris once? Or
hit off of him? No.
Or pitch against him, I should say.
Pitch against him, I don't know, but I've seen him pitch.
Is that crazy?
Yeah, I don't know how crazy it was. When Harris did it, I kind of felt like it was just kind of like a oddity, like he was trying to prove that he could do it. So, but this guy might be a little more legit about it. I mean, Harris had been around for a while. It was a just conventional, I believe, right-hand pitcher, and then decided, hey, I'm going to pitch left-handed also.
That's wild.
Yeah, Harris had a special glove that ambidextrous.
Yeah.
Means you could wear it on both hands.
That's what that means, isn't it? And you could throw with both hands. Strike 3 call. Let's go back to the studio. Rob King and another game break. And that is going to be it. As Gonzalez will be going to a new pitcher. And tie ball game in the 6th.
Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Tied at 4, top of the 6th. Luis Avilan takes over.
Hey, Greg, Avalon, it doesn't really apply here, but I think it's an interesting stat anyway. He's inherited 20 base runners this year and only allowed 1 to score. And Cuniff, the guy that was just pitching, he has allowed 1 to score out of 19. So between these two guys, they've inherited almost 40 base runners and only 2 of them across home plate. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll say.
Well, both of them in this instance pitch with the bases empty.
This is the lone lefty available for the Braves. Lefties hit 282 off of him. Righties 150. Right-handed hitter on deck. Two and 1 on Polanco. He's flied out, walked, and bounced to first. And a base hit for another left-handed batter. Again, 282 before that hit lefties off this southpaw. Well, I was looking at Cuniff's splits. Righties hitting .095 against Cuniff. Point Park University tweet: Bob, have you ever tried pitching with the other arm?
I'm trying to think of something clever, but I really can't. No, have never tried that. Not very good throwing left-handed.
Did you ever think about doing it?
Oh, I wish I was left-handed. I mean, you could throw till you're almost 50. Yeah, left-handed would have been a lot of fun. Let people say I should have been left-handed. Well, there's a pretty good run of right-hand hitters now, Greg. So he should be all right. What do you think?
Yeah. Hit well the other way.
Well,
Sending Markakis back, and it's Marte Parte time in Atlanta, Georgia. Oppo for Marte. Bucks regain the lead.
Maybe rethinking that 2 out, nobody on pitching change now.
Especially when you think about the splits.
I don't know, Greg.
.095 right-handed hitters.
I understand what you're saying. But it's 6-4 Pirates now.
That's all that matters. Of course, righty's just 150 off Avilan. That's the first home run he's allowed this season. And for Starling Marte, it's his 11th, and what a way to bust out of an 0 for 21.
You know, I always think that, and I make this statement a lot, that when you see somebody that's scuffling and they drive a ball hard the other direction, in this case a home run, I always like to take that as a sign that they're waiting, they're trying to see the ball a little bit longer, not trying to meet it so far out in front, committing to that swing early. which has to be a positive thing to look at when it comes to not being out in front on breaking balls, hitting strikes.
McCutcheon will be retired, but right after the pitching change, the base hit by Polanco and Marte. 0 for no more. 2-run shot. Bucks lead 6-4. Beat the Astros 10-5. Willie Stargell, big day, 5 for 5, 2 homers, drove in 4, scored 3. Those 5 hits also gave Pops hits in 9 straight at bats. Roberto Clemente also with 3 hits in the game, including a long home run off Turk Farrell, estimated to have gone 500 feet this day in 1966. It was also on this day in 1959, speaking of long home runs, Dick Stewart, Dr. Strangelove, hit the first home run ever over the center field wall at Forbes Field this day in 1959. Marte, opposite field. That wasn't 500, I don't think. 500. After, of course, any ball hit to center field was a bomb, but I don't believe it was 500. Here's Antonio Bastardo, hasn't been used often.
No, just
sparingly.
17 games so far. And early on, scuffling a little bit. Needs more innings, more appearances to get the ERA back down, get it out of the 5s.
Certainly well rested, hasn't pitched since a week ago yesterday, and a pop-up bunt. Todd Cunningham, rookie, facing the veteran. Five innings for Charlie Morton, and in line for a W. Four runs, 3 earned against Morton, thanks to the Marte home run to give the Bucks the lead. Point Park University tweets: 2 big home runs in this ball game. Walker and Marte. And lifted shallow left, long run, and Marte gets there. I mean,
easy.
Showing off the tools here,
yes, he is.
Isn't he?
Look how easy he ended up making that play. No diving or anything, just coming in on that dead run.
One of the 5 tools, Bob, include the speed, of course. The arm.
Hit for average, hit for power.
The arm. We saw the arm earlier. Almost, and some people think maybe did get that Freeman. The power. The fielding. All the tools on display tonight. Starling Marte. Pedro Ciriaco has lined out twice.
Full toolbox. Every drawer. Everything you need.
You can vote Marte and others into the All-Star game at pirates.com/vote.
He's got nice ratchets. You probably got a big toolbox in your garage, I would think. Huh?
I do, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
Oh, I was being serious.
No, you weren't. It's okay. Probably don't use them as much as you do. You're Mr. Handyman around the house. I know that.
You probably have one of those screwdrivers with the different bits that you put
oh, yeah,
in,
absolutely.
One of those. Like an adjustable crescent
I'll tell you, my toolbox is like your work bag. It's a big toolbox with not many tools. Your work bag has a pen in it. So that's my analogy.
All right.
All right.
They both do the job, apparently.
That's right. Well, Ciriaco lines that ball into the seats. Chris Johnson on deck. It's a bat for Avilon. Well, that was not a sequence that went very well for Freddie Gonzalez. Burned his lone lefty. Lifted Cuniff after 2 batters. And Bastardo. A strikeout of Ciriaco.
All managers, they definitely have good reasons for everything that they do, every move they make. It's nothing really on a whim or anything like that. But I would like to hear what went on with that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they'll say a gut feel. I mean, they can answer any way they want. He could say that, and you can't argue with him.
A gut feel with 2 outs, nobody on.
I mean, he could say whatever he wants. You can't argue with him.
Well, I'm not going to argue, and I wouldn't. I'm talking about off the air. Just curious, like what went into the decision to make that change with 2 outs, nobody on, to bring in a left-hander at that point.
I imagine he'll be asked that after the game, for the record, by the media. Ball's popped up. Should be a 1-2-3 inning for Bastardo.
It is.
Not as routinely as maybe we thought it could have been, but it is. They lead 6-4. Yellowwood bringing the lumber. Neil Walker's home run with 2 on, nobody out in the 5th. Made the score 4-3. The Braves tied in the bottom of the 5th, and then Marte went the other way. Trevor Cahill, former Diamondback, been demoted to the bullpen.
Got off to an excellent start this year.
Traded just before the season started to Atlanta.
Oh, nice off-speed pitch. Change up, good spot, good arm action.
One ball, 2 strikes. And slapped foul. And it stays 1-2. Walker, 4 homers now, 23 RBIs on the year, and an 8-game hitting streak. Hit the home run off the starter Williams Perez. Now Trevor Cahill, longtime starter. Former 2nd-round pick of the Oakland Athletics in 2006, and then traded by the A's to the Diamondbacks in December of 2011, and dealt to Atlanta for a minor leaguer just before the start of the season on April the 2nd. And tough little hop, nicely done by Freeman.
Like it came up pretty hard. He was able to stay with it. Ball hit sharply. Walker having a pretty good night with the bat.
Jung Ho Kang has walked, bounced into a forced play, and struck out looking. Story today in the sports section of USA Today about Jung Ho Kang. Starting to get more and more national attention. A little bit of a slide. He has not started the last couple of ball games, but did play a big role in the Pirates' victory on Wednesday. A 2-run pinch hit double in the 9th. And snapped an 0 for 14 hitless string. Still hitting over 300 in his last 30 ball games. Cahill gets him for the 2nd out.
Good breaking ball down and away. Gets him to chase it. It's a pretty hard slider at 89. Big, hard curveball. 82 miles an hour. That's pretty good velocity for the hook, and that thing had a big break to it.
Cahill won 18 games his second full season in the big leagues with Oakland. 18-8. Last year up to 3-12. 5.61 ERA with Arizona. And was moved out of the rotation this season to the bullpen on the 29th of April. And this is 11th straight relief appearance. Alvarez 1 for 8 lifetime against Cahill with a home run.
Change up now. He's got the starting pitcher package as far as all the different pitches he throws.
Archimedes Caminero
got the power reliever package.
3-2. Struck him out looking. Great shots thanks to the Allegheny Health Network Supermo on Friday Night Rocks. Game 1 of 3 with the Braves. The Pirates have been doing a lot of the comeback wins lately. Sean Rodriguez over at first base takes over defensively for Pedro Alvarez as we begin the bottom of the 7th inning with Caminero on the hill. An off day, Clint Hurdle said will allow him to use both Watson and Melanson, so looks like he's going to try and get Caminero through this 7th and then go to the Watson-Melanson combo. Maben 2 for 3 against Morton. Bastardo, a nice outing. 1, 2, 3 for him.
Yeah, very clean, easy.
And one away.
You swing at a pitch? I think he did, didn't he? Didn't swing at this one. 97, right at the knees.
He had a nice outing the other day, didn't he? 2 scoreless innings for him.
Yeah. They're getting nicer and nicer.
Yeah. Struck out a couple. That was on Tuesday night. And the Pirates 7-4 win over the Giants. Giants took the lead first in each of those 3 games.
Well, he can throw that fastball right in that spot just all day. He'll never have to do anything else. Just 98 at the knees, outside half. And just say, okay, guys, what are you going to do? I mean, exactly what are you going to hit? You know, maybe punch a single the other way.
Well, flare into shallow right.
Yeah, there it is.
And exactly what he did.
Well, that's about all you can do. I mean, what else are you going to do with that power 98-mile-an-hour fastball down and away at the knees? This is it. You're going to hope to just maybe get a piece and get lucky.
Freddie Freeman doubled to start the 5th. One out. Bucks up by a couple. And a strike at 0-2.
Caminero might have got a call on that one. A little low. So 2, we'll take it. We'll try to go upstairs in 1.
And 2 outs.
98. Low at 9.
Batter will be Nick Markakis. Couple of strikeouts for Caminero. Markakis 1 out of 2 plus a walk and a run scored. I want to Nick Markakis. Want to pass along our condolences to Ryan and Courtney Yost and the entire Yost family. Their mother, Donna Yost from Kennedy Township, passed away recently. And our thoughts and prayers go out to the Yost family. A 2-0 count on Markakis. Falls behind him 3-0. A nice find for the Pirates. Caminero. Scored upon in just 2 of his first 13 games on the road this season. There's a strike. Strike 2.
He's getting some low calls, isn't he? I don't know what Cervelli thought about that.
Fouls off a 99-mile-per-hour fastball.
99 at the knees. Kind of in the middle of the plate, but still he got it down there at the knees.
Now, do you even mess around with anything else? 3-2, you're ahead by 2 runs. Or do you go to your split?
No, if you're Caminero, I don't think you can. Whatever your best shot is at throwing a strike with, it's got to be the fastball. Stick with it.
And he lost him.
If you're a different type of pitcher, well, then that might be the case because you're pitching against the tying run. You don't want to just lay a 90-mile-an-hour fastball in there just so you don't walk him, and maybe he hits it out of the ballpark and ties the game. Markakis, he didn't have a home run this year either. I mean, that goes into what you're thinking about. There's so many variables that are going to go in there.
Ray Searage, his first trip.
Ray hasn't had to make a whole lot of trips this year.
No, it's been nice for him, really.
Good year
right?
for that. Ray had a tough spring. Didn't go to the mound. Had that bad calf.
He's going to be facing Juan Uribe with 2 on and 2 outs.
A little slider.
Yeah.
And it is a little slider. Not much break to it, but when you can throw in the upper 90s, it's still a very effective pitch when you put it in the right spot.
Line toward left field, might have broken his bat on it. And it's a 1-run game. Uribe brings home Simmons.
Kind of hung it over the inside half. Didn't get that slider away. You saw Cervelli jump outside. Just didn't locate it. By locate, when you're throwing that pitch, it doesn't necessarily have to be perfect, but it's got to be away. You can't hang it over the inside half of the plate. If it's away, you get a chance at something off the end of the bat, maybe rolling it over, hitting on the ground. But that's a pretty easy pitch to hit. That little tiny sliders of Camaneros when he throws it over the inside half.
Krasinski reached on Neil Walker error in the first, doubled in a run in the 3rd inning, and last time hit into a 3-6-3 double play.
Been getting those, huh? Didn't get it that time. As far as called strikes go.
2-2. I figure he's not going to mess around here either. Caminero facing the 38-year-old veteran A.J. Pierzynski. 2 on, 2 outs, a run in. Pirates lead now 6-5. Run away from the fastball there, and it's 3-2. Got him with the fastball. He strikes out. 3 in the inning. A run in. 6-5. On Fox, Jeff Locke against Julio Teheran, and Sunday back on Root Sports, 1 o'clock, Garrett Cole against lefty Alex Wood. Nissan road ahead. So a lot in store for the Pirates and their viewing pleasure. The Pirates return home Monday night against the Milwaukee Brewers. 3-game series at PNC Park starts Monday night. Then the Phillies in next weekend. And then a brief 2-game interleague series against the Chicago White Sox. Go to pirates.com.
Seems like we're really going to be racking up some home games coming up.
Yeah.
A lot of great chances to get down to the ballpark.
Check out that schedule.
Pirates playing some good baseball right now. A lot of wins.
The Pirates can hold on tonight. They would get their road record back to 500. Hashtag Bucks Booth as a hitter. Does Cervelli remind you of Jason Kendall?
Yeah, I could say he does a little bit. I think he reminds me a little bit of Don Slott too.
I'll tell you what, the Kendall and Slott had their fair share of 3-hit nights, and Cervelli had 3 hits, almost identical spots. He greets Trevor Cahill with his 3rd hit of the night.
You know what all 3 guys really, I think, had in common? That all 3 really nice knowledge of the strike zone. That they really tried to make it to where the pitcher had to throw strikes. They would not chase very often.
There goes Cervelli, and a chopper on the right side. How about that little hit and run? Jordy Mercer right through the hole. Siriaco went over to cover. Just got his bat on the ball and bounced it weakly through the right side for a base hit, and the Bucks in business.
When a hit and run is on, you don't know what kind of pitch you're going to get to work with as far as put in play. This one not very easy. It was down and away out of the strike zone. But Mercer knows I got to at least foul it off and protect that runner. So he reaches out there just the last couple inches of the bat at most and pokes a slow roller out into right field. And nobody, of course, on that field or on that side to field the ball anyway. The Pirates are in business.
And the infield is looking for a double play ball. They will concede a second run here.
Real quick, the thing about Kendall, Kendall was a little bit different than the other three. He was fearless about going to 2 strikes. He knew you couldn't strike him out.
Now, Bob, the Pirates have one of the best setup men and closers in baseball. I don't know that I'd give up a run here if I were the Braves. Can they afford to go down by 2 in the 8th inning?
I would say no.
And they are playing at double play depth. And Mercer scrambles back.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not sure I'd trade a run for 2 outs here if I was the Braves.
And 1-2. Rodriguez's first at bat came on defensively. Starling Marte in the hole. His home run in the 6th inning gave the Pirates the lead, made it 6-4. Braves pick up 1 in the bottom of the 7th. And a chopper. This will bring home a run. They will get a double play. No RBI.
It'll really we'll find out now if they should have or shouldn't have. See how this game goes the last inning and a half that they have. Giving the Pirates another run on that lead here late in this ball game just so they can get these 2 outs. Could loom large.
7-5 Buccos. And now Polanco. By the way, the Washington Nationals beat the Chicago Cubs 7-5. So the Pirates, who lead the Cubs by a half game for second in the division, can make it a game and a half. Cardinals and Dodgers just getting underway in Los Angeles. And the other way for Polanco. And Polanco going to take the turn at first and then put on the brakes.
Put the pressure on the outfielder.
Starling Marte will come to the plate, our T-Mobile game changer. This changes the score. 2-run shot. Bucks led 6-4. That came in the 6th inning. Marte's 11th home run, and it snapped an 0 for 21 hitless string.
Well, let's hope something comes of it now. Might get him on a nice run, maybe in a power run. Hopefully a couple weeks we'll be talking about that home run he hit in Atlanta. That was a long one. Mercer hit some long ones in San Francisco. It's weird, you guys that break out of a slump not only hit one over the fence but hit a ton. Reminds me of that home run that Ike Davis hit in L.A.
Yeah, that's right. Who could forget that one?
It's out there by the speakers.
Yeah. Two and 0. Cahill's given up a couple of home runs this season. Three balls, no strikes.
Maybe that home run Marte hit will be like plant an acorn. Big tree will grow from it.
That's an interesting analogy. I think you're right, though. I could see that.
No, the small things.
I understand. Yeah. Grows in a big tree. We'll call it the acorn homer.
That's what we'll call it. Yeah. A month from now, we're going to refer to the acorn homer.
There goes Polanco, and it's a strike, and it's a stolen base.
You see, Siriaco got his leg out of
part of it, right?
Yeah, he moved his leg. No, this is not a head first slide. This guy is big, and he's coming in with his cleats. I will get my leg out of the way.
I guess I shouldn't have my leg here, should I?
Watch him move. He's like, get it out of there real quick. It was like the jaws of the alligator were closing.
Two stolen bases tonight for Polanco, 16 on the year. And a chopper headed up the middle, and that will score another run. So Starling Marte hit an opposite field home run in the 6th, and just a little squibber up the middle to give the Pirates an 8-5 lead.
That little ground ball base hit, RBI. This is like watering the acorn. It's starting. He is getting ready to go on a tear.
Just off the glove of Andrelton Simmons. $11 hits for the Pirates.
One of the things that seems to have happened on this triple audit, the Pirates will fall behind early in the first inning, but then come back for the win.
This is 4 straight games, as we mentioned.
It's going to happen tonight, it looked like.
San Diego, each of the first 3 games, or San Francisco rather, and here tonight, fell behind 2-0 in the first. $11 more hits. Pirates had 11 hits in their win on Wednesday. 14 hits on Tuesday night. That ball laced into left field. Heads toward the corner, and Marte, we talked about the tools. He's going to head home. Here's the throw. He's in there. Give McCutchen an RBI double. And a 9-5 Pirate lead.
See them point to each other. And Marte giving him the point. Nice hit. Kutch says thanks for the RBI. Hanging breaking ball. We've seen a few of those tonight. Ripped down into the corner, and Marte flying around the bases. It wasn't real clean going around third. I thought he kind of messed up for a second there, but then he had that acceleration as he got closer to the plate and ended up scoring with nothing. No play.
$14 doubles. McCutchen with 35 RBIs. He has 2 hits. A dozen now for Pittsburgh. Marte has scored 3 runs.
There's a few people heading for the exits after that one.
Walker chops it to second. for the final out, but the Pirates score 3 more. Friday night rocks. Pirates are rocking. An Instagram from Michael Keaton Douglas. That Michael Keaton on his Instagram account. That is a picture he shot just before Marte hit the home run, and he sent that out, and there he is. Michael Keaton, Robinson Township native.
A big Pirate fan enjoying himself tonight, right behind the Pirate dugout.
You're talking about a lot of people left, a lot of Braves fans left, but that big Pirates fan stayed. And the new pitcher for the Bucks, Tony Watson, gives up the hit to Todd Cunningham. That is his first hit of the night. Look at the numbers. Tony Watson.
He gave up a hit to lead off this inning, but didn't give up many. 173 opponent batting average.
Here's Pedro Ciriaco. Bunts the ball foul.
Sound like a double tap.
He's lined out twice and struck out. Charlie Morton went 5. Gave up 4 runs, 3 earned. In line for the W. Just 1-1-2-3 inning. And that belonged to Antonio Bastardo in the 6th. As Caminero gave up a run, 2 hits, a walk, and struck out 3. Watson pitched on Tuesday night. Clint Hurdle is not about to go to him Wednesday. He's used Watson a lot. And a base hit to right. Puts 2 aboard. As Polanco guns it toward third. And a great save by Watson. However, it will allow Ciriaco to go to second.
Good thing he scored all those runs, and now you can see why they were giving up a run and playing back for 2. They knew that they were going to come out swinging. 8. Tough hop. Couldn't quite knock it down. Not much of a turn by Siriaka, was it? Might have been a little worried about perhaps Polanco throwing behind him there. That's why he didn't make that big turn.
That's going to be the 3rd error of the night charged to the Pirates. Johnny Gomes pinch hitting.
A lot of times those outfielders are at the mercy of the infielder when it comes to getting an error or not. If the ball's mishandled, do you know who's getting the error?
One and one. Nobody out. Gomes takes a strike. The veteran, Johnny Gomes. 4 hits in 12 at bats off the bench, including a home run. Two and two.
Watson right now needs to really start over the hitters that he would like to not give up any runs, but the guys he really would like right now, just make sure you get the hitters out. He has that 4-run cushion.
Three and two.
But you don't want to get all carried away with trying to throw the perfect pitch to Gomes, maybe try and strike him out, hopefully to strand a runner, and then end up just missing and walk the bases loaded here. Because it's the real big inning right now that
I wonder if is that something that pitchers have to fight a lot. That I mean, here you're big lead, and I mean, they're not saying Tony Watson is like this guy.
Maybe not so much a starter, because that's kind of ingrained. You stay out of the big inning, stay out of the big inning. Relievers, because most of the time they don't have much room for error, so they're always trying to make the perfect pitch. Especially a guy like Watson. Normally he's in a ball game. There's a 1-run lead, 2-run lead. He's not used to being out there with a 4-run lead. How about that
make
right
the
there?
Perfect pitch.
Yeah, he made the perfect pitch. This is an excellent location, and it's a changeup. Off-speed pitch, and he couldn't have ran in there and placed it any better than that.
That is.
So, I mean, that's pitching like the winning runs at third, not in the dugout. It's all great when you make that pitch. Now, if that ball falls down out of the strike zone and it's ball 4, then it's not such a great decision to try and throw that 3-2 changeup on the block.
Bouncing ball into left field. RBI single. Makes it 9-6. As Cunningham scores, Cameron Maben with his 3rd hit of the night.
Talked about Ray not having to make many trips. He's called timeout. He wants to go out and talk to Watson.
Making more trips tonight than he has in a week.
Does he ever go talk to Watson?
Never. This must be unusual.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, I wonder when the last time he was ever out to the mound when Tony Watson was pitching. Jared Hughes is getting up as The Pirates watch the pitch count of Watson.
He just gave a thumbs up. I wonder if it meant to call the dugout, tell him I'm ready.
Well, you have two left-handed hitters due up in Freeman and Markakis, but that really doesn't come into play too often when it comes to Tony Watson. He's
really the
gets
Pirates.
lefty and right. Yeah, there are very few left specialists, really.
Yeah, the Pirates really don't play the lefty-righty game too much. They don't like the matchups. All their lefties better be able to get righties out, for one thing.
So Andrelton Simmons takes ball one. He has a couple of hits, both to right field.
Pirates would like that guy that throws with both hands.
Yeah,
because they don't care what hand you throw with, as long as you get them out.
A little tapper, foul ball. Cervelli did all he could.
Yeah, really a great effort by Cisco, coming way out of that crouch in a hurry to try and get that ball before it was able to be called foul. It looks like it goes right down off the plate. Of course, the plate is in fair territory, so if he can get to that ball before it comes back, before that spin takes it back, he's going to have an easy out. Couldn't quite get to it in time.
One and two. So Watson now at 17 pitches. By the way, it is interesting to note, though he doesn't face too many left-handed batters, they're hitting .304 against him. Righties 136. There's a chopper. And just going to get one out if they can, and they will. Another RBI for Andrelton Simmons. 2 outs, and it's 9-7. And that brings up Freddie Freeman.
Well, this is their legitimate power threat. He's coming up there as the tying run.
Two and 0. Freeman a couple of hits tonight. Three balls, no strikes. And a 4-pitch walk to Freddie Freeman.
Certainly not the typical Watson outing we're used to.
And that's going to be it for him.
Yeah, that'll be a double switch. It looks like Clint's headed to home plate.
Just as unusual as it is to see Ray Searage go to the mound with Watson, more unusual to see Clint Hurdle going to the umpire to make a switch. In this case, a double switch. Josh Harrison will be coming on. Watson is going to be lifted during the inning. Jared Hughes is going to come on and try and get the last out of the 8th inning. fight. Starling Marte has had a big night offensively, and Pirates have needed all the offense because the Braves keep coming at the Bucks. Here's the situation. Runners at first and second. Nick Markakis coming to the plate. The left-handed hitter Juan Uribe is on deck. Freddie Freeman at first, Cameron Maybin at second, and the Pirates leading 9-7 with 2 outs. And Jared Hughes comes on in relief of Tony Watson. Josh Harrison is now at second. And Markakis, who's walked twice and singled, takes a strike.
Take a look at Jared's numbers. He's always been very good in these situations, coming in with runners on base and putting out the fire.
One ball, one strike on Markakis. Now 1-2. In on his hands and fouled off behind home plate.
That was close. We've had one in a while. Right above us.
Right at the new second baseman Harrison for the final out. Now Tony Watson uncharacteristically gives up a couple. The Pirates leading 9-7. Hawkeyes, our featured band this week on Friday Night Rocks. 9-7. A wild one here. Hey, there's another Bob Walk guy.
Everywhere.
Just another one.
All over the place.
I don't think you have to bring a sign. They're all Bob Watt guys.
Hey, I see you. I see you.
Yeah, you see him. For sure, you see him. You paid him $25. That was a little extreme.
I was surprised my tickets were that good, right behind the dugout.
Jung Ho Gong facing Nick Massett.
Take a look at Nick's numbers. 15th game, 15 innings. Not a lot of work yet.
And a liner right at Freddie Freeman. That was a line drive right at Freeman, and now Josh Harrison, his first at bat.
Been sitting over there thinking, I wish I could play tonight. I want to play tonight. Not big on days off, but everybody needs them. The Pirates fortunate. They got a nice little rotation going that they can give guys a day off pretty much whenever they want to, and they don't lose a whole lot. A lot of that is because that Harrison can go anywhere. Outfield, second, third, do just about anything with the gloves. The combinations they can have all over the place. They can move anybody anywhere. Getting ready for the ninth.
And hit hard and off the glove, or maybe the knee. Juan Uribe.
Did that hit the...
And the glove went flying. Simmons threw his glove at the ball.
Yeah, if that hits the ball, that's
3 bases,
yeah.
isn't it?
And that's what Clint's going to ask. You can't do that. Now, did it just come off accidentally, or did he throw it at it?
Let's see. Oh, without question, I think it did hit it.
That's 3 bases.
That is 3 bases.
What's going on?
Now this, Clint Hurdle can ask for a review, and Brian Gorman might want to talk things over with the other members of his crew. Simmons throws his glove at the ball.
I have never seen that. I've seen guys the glove come off, but
wow, that's 3 bases
and hit the ball.
Now Clint Hurdle knows by now, because Kevin Roach, the video coordinator, is in the clubhouse. He phoned Dave Joust, or Dave Joust was on the phone with him and said, hey, that ball hit the glove.
And he threw the glove at him.
Yeah, threw the glove at the ball, hit the ball. It should be 3 bases, and this is huge with 1 out.
Well, I'd love to hear what the umpires are saying.
I mean, again, he doesn't have a challenge. He lost the challenge earlier. You can only ask for a review, and they're not going to review it.
Why wouldn't they look at that?
I don't know. Why not?
What is their argument? What are they saying?
That's blatant. That is a blatant miss by this umpiring crew.
Wow.
Hopefully that non-review doesn't come back to haunt Pittsburgh here.
But I can understand them saying, no, I don't want to review it if they're all certain that the Pirates have no case. But how can they all be certain that 1, he didn't throw the glove, and 2, it didn't hit the ball, when it looked like it in real action live that he did? And then, of course, the replay certainly showed it. Never seen that. Somebody throw a glove at the ball and then hit it. knock it down.
I guess, Bob, that's a judgment call in their minds. They say he didn't. In their minds, it wasn't intentional, right? That's the only thing it could be.
I don't know. I'd have to get the rule book out. And then there's the other rule book,
the umpire rule book that we don't have.
We don't get to see. Yeah. Well, that's why I would like to know what was said down there in the conversation, what their explanation was. It looked to me like he threw his glove up at the ball and hit it.
I'm going to see that again. It sure looked like he intentionally.
Well, after this pitch, foul ball. It looked to me, Greg, that like after he did it, he pulled his hand down and almost like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? See how he pulls his hand back?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can't do that. And then instead of going toward the ball, he went right to the glove. Like, I got to pick my glove up real quick.
Yeah,
nobody saw that,
right.
did they? I guess that, I don't know. I guess it's kind of like a check swing. Did he intend to do that or not? Did he have intent?
Umpire's judgment.
If you jump in the air and while you're leaping and your glove flies off and hits the ball,
well, it's going to end up being a moot point.
Yep, won't make any difference now.
As Francisco Cervelli has himself a night. How about it for the Bucco catcher? 4 hits. This one drives in the Pirates' 10th run.
Just a great ball game. Another one of those hanging sliders. That's been the pitch of the night. Banged into the outfield, and Jay Hay. Doesn't matter if he's at second or third on that one.
Cervelli had one other 4-hit game in his career as a Yankee in August of 2010. All bounced to third. Uribe on to second and then to first for the double play. Andrews and Simmons got away with one, but not really. The Pirates end up getting the run anyway. final game of the series against the Braves. Sunday starting at 1 with Pirates pregame presented by W.B. Mason on Root Sports. Batman is heading out. Michael Keaton figures this one is in hand for his Buccos. Signs a couple autographs. And it is Mark Melancon.
Melancon trying to pick up save number 17 in 18 opportunities.
By the way, we found out between innings that for whatever reason, that is not a reviewable play, throwing the glove at the ball, so the umpires can confer.
Well, I guess that this is what I'm, I heard you guys talking about that, and I'm thinking, well, if you're replaying, did he intentionally or not intentionally? Maybe you can't tell that on a replay. You have to actually be here live to see if it was intentional or not. Maybe that's why it can't be reviewed, because you don't. There's perhaps through video you can't tell if it was on purpose or not. I guess the only time for sure it would be on purpose if you took the glove off with your throwing hand and then threw it with your right hand.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point.
I guess that's the only time it could possibly be intentional. Because if it just comes off your hand like that as you're lunging toward the ball, well, then it's never intentional.
Meanwhile, back to live action, and Mark Melancon gets a quick out. He's been getting a lot of these.
Yeah, it's been easy. He is looking just like he always does. Just out there throwing strikes, putting the ball where he wants to, and getting easy outs.
Save situation for Melancon as he goes for number 17. He has 16 out of 17 in save chances this year. He's made 10 straight scoreless appearances. In fact, since April the 23rd, he leads the National League in saves. And going the other way and off the glove of Jung Ho Kang. Brzezinski has his second hit.
Going the opposite direction. I mean, that's not a bad play at all. You know, you're down by 3 runs. You got to have base runners, so you're just going to go for the single. So they're in a shift, hit a ground ball the other way, and get your single. Good veteran move by a guy that's been in this game a long time.
Bounce back to Melancon. Oh, he throws the ball into center field. That is an ending double play, and the Pirates make another error. That would end the game.
Boy, I don't know what to say about that. That was, you know, you see pitchers do that occasionally, but not Melancon to throw that wildly. Just get this one over with.
Wow.
And then forget about it.
4 errors on the Pirates tonight.
Not been a pretty game. Just get it over with. Get the W in the book.
Here is Pedro Ciriaco.
Get the black flag up the pole, and we'll go on to tomorrow.
Strike one. First and third, 1 out. Ciriaco single to right field his last time up. He's also lined out twice. And 0-2 on Pedro Ciriaco. Pulled just foul. That would have been all kinds of trouble.
Would not have been good for that one to go right over the bag.
Hangs in there to Ciriaco. Only 32 at bats for Ciriaco. The big league level this season, he has not hit into a double play. He has excellent speed. Let's see if Melancon can get him to hit it right at someone and get out of here. Another foul. Signed as a minor league free agent. Making his 6th start tonight. And Francisco Cervelli working with Mark Melancon. Base hit. It's 10-8.
Went curveball, and it wasn't a bad one either. Gotta give Ciriaco some credit. Ball well down out of the strike zone. Pretty good hook. Banged it through the left side.
Joey Turdoslavich, easy for me to say, is going to
That's the
pinch
way
hit.
I would have pronounced it.
Turdoslavich. Joey Turdoslavich. That's how you would have said it.
I would have said Joey is pinch hitting.
Well, he is a switch hitter.
Turdoslavich. Yeah, well, I could say that. So.
And the time is called. He was just called up, activated off the DL today.
Could it be Turdoslavich?
No, it could be, but it's Turdoslavich.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Just giving some alternatives.
Yeah. He had a wrist sprain in spring training, so he started the year on the DL. And now he's up there with his club down 2. He's had 64 big league games, 89 major league at bats.
1-for-1 versus the Pirates.
A career .225 hitter. 9 games last year, 55 games 2 years ago.
Outfield very deep all the way around.
Oh, and 2. After an easy first out, he gave up the opposite field hit to Pierzynski, and then Cunningham hit the ball right back to the mound. And Melancon threw the ball into center field. games in September last year. Most of the year, AAA Gwinnett hit .256. Drove in 61. Cameron Maben on deck. And there is 1 and 2, and now you can raise the Jolly Roger.
Did you see Melanson back away from that one?
He
didn't want any part of it.
Nothing to do with it.
Yep.
He ends up with the save. The Pirates, despite 4 errors and some sloppy play, used the bats tonight to win it.
And Melanson decided, I'll just let this one go. Let Mercer take care of it. And this is a nice one to have in the win column, Greg, that just kind of like, okay, it's over with. Now we can go on. Great job by the offense tonight, but we certainly have pitched better ball games and played better defense. But it's a W. That's the main thing.
The Pirates have now won 12.